be 2 members of it now. I'll happily join it here.
Make it 3.
Yeah, make it 3. I'm believing in the 3-0 sweep, though. I'm not entirely sure. 4 we're up to here. I think we might be 4 quite sad people, though, after this, Stax.
You know what, that's fine. How about this, though? Fireman Jonas, 7 seconds in, profound sadness all around as Norway wastes absolutely no time jumping in front.
That's such a cruel dunk as well there. To have it go straight on target, 97 kilometers an hour, and yet we have 4 fat, sad faces here. You could say everybody disliked that, but if you're from Norway and supporting Norway, anyone is going to be incredibly happy. Still out of their hands, even if they sweep 3-0, and you know they want to do just that. But South Africa, representing the entire continent here, they cannot go away quietly.
Sieb will direct one downfield. It's Snowy who comes in with Zebra just kind of waiting. He doesn't have the boost, so he's trying to work off some pennies here. It's Inferno. Oh, that's a good kick out by, I believe it was Darth, but Zebra now leaves for Snowy. Can still play that through. Got a demolition on Inferno. Here comes Darth, but that's going to be out to the corner. Opportunity, though, for South Africa to get one on the board and get a very early equalizer. Cut out by Norway, and everybody goes back to square one. It's all neutral at midfield.
There's already signs from the South Africa side that they are willing and wanting to aggress, but they always struggle on the defensive side, as we've seen here early on. Things are looking a little shaky. That ground pinch from Jonas, absolutely crazy, but Sieb, his shot isn't quite going to be able to find the mark, and Darth, he's going to struggle to get the counter-attack. Zebra with the save, no problem, but you talk about that offense at points, or at one point at least, they were in the lead against the Czech Republic, but it all went down the drain, and you know they want another chance. I don't know what I've just watched on the backboard there, Snowy.
Snowy's struggling.
He's going to be in a difficult spot. It's off the backboard and dangerous, but it's a save. It is going to come through. We can breathe easy for now.
Yeah, Snowy has been struggling. It looked like he just, is trying to find his place on the field over the last 30 seconds, and as a result, Norway able to keep the pressure on. Sieb, as you saw, I think it was Jonas, just avoided the contact, got up for the initial shot. Sieb is right there, and it's more offense out of Norway. A 2-goal lead now, just over 90 seconds gone by. And South Africa, a team that has struggled to put up multiple goals in a single game, now find themselves needing at least 2 just to tie.
Not ideal, is it? But we at least know that CP Zebra and Snowy love being around each other, as we saw on the backboard, but unfortunately they were together and double committing on the goal line there, and unfortunately ended up leading to that second goal here as Norway looking confident, looking in control. Jonas taken up to the ceiling and is forced it on by Zebra. In fact, it was practically on target. It's good job there by Darth to force it off the inside of the post, as we do stay at just the 2-goal differential approaching half-time. Can they actually build from the back and keep possession, though? It's forced across and aggressive. You know, Norway do not want to let any confidence get into this South African side.
Darth very quickly up to the ceiling and then downfield, but it's Fireman Jonas getting around one, now trying to pop over CP Zebra, and he made the initial save. He'll get a Savior medal, but then it's a bittersweet moment as it goes in off of him, and Jonas credited with his second goal.
Oh, that's painful. It was like watching you defending Stacks there. You made the save, comes off the crossbar.
I wouldn't have even made the save.
Okay, that's true. I was maybe being a bit too generous to you. I was trying, It's 3-0. South Africa, they're trying as well, but a lot of the time so far today, it has seemed futile, so difficult for them, and they're trying their best. Massive props to them as well. I want to see them get that offense going as well, though it's going to be so tough, but they do have time to work with in this first game, and they get that offense. Lovely ceiling down pass from Snowy, and the conviction from Darth to put it in from close range.
Yeah, that is a great pass that beats Jonas. Darth right there on the doorstep, and that's what South Africa needs. Yeah, they need to, first of all, get that ball central, but also, more importantly, what they haven't had constantly is have a man there ready to drop that into the net on the other side of the pass. Now Jonas will try to get that one right back for Norway, as Zebra just got that corner boost. But they can't continue possession downfield. Inferno, a little fake. That threw off Darth enough, but still, the South African defense holds strong.
Didn't feel too comfortable, but it ended up working, so we have to give credit for that where credit is due. Likewise, Zebra with a nice early challenge, but they ended up getting that goal, like you rightly highlighted, when they committed 2 players to the play forward, but they seem so hesitant to do that because every time there's that gap in behind, and this time it's the nice infield touch, ends up coming out from Zebra of all people. Not really. Sieb's going to get an assist for that. How does Sieb get credited with an assist for that?
You know what? When you've got enough money, you can, can get the code slanted in your favor just a little bit.
He's bribed the medal award system.
Yes.
Of all the things, that's what he's gone for there. Great assist, Steve. Massive props.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
He was cleaning up on the back line, but I think it was a little bit kind. Maybe we get an infield passing play from South Africa, but you see that midfield is still governed. That was Fireman Jonas there, showing what he can do. And Steve, he wants a piece of the action as well. He may have got a crazy assist last time, but look at that. They even get a high five afterwards. Excuse me, Stacks, I may have just seen a high five medal awarded. I've not even got one. I've got thousands of hours. Look at it. There it is. That's an actual. I cannot. I'm done. I'm done for the day. That is a high five medal. I've never ever seen it given.
Well, there you go. Are you sure you don't just like have those extra stats turned off?
No, seriously. I checked my stats. I got 8,000 hours in game. 0 high fives.
Wow.
Yeah, they're so difficult to get.
It's so amazing that someone as good as you at this game has no friends. Unbelievable.
Wow. To high five, you have to score. That's where the problem starts.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You're always the assist guy. You're always down on the ground.
Yeah, celebrate the goals that we do end up.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Too real. Too close to home.
5-1, Norway in full command in game one. Inferno going to look for a little bit more as he dumps one off to Fireman Jonas. Great pass over to Inferno, but Snowy there to stuff that one out. Credited with a save there. So a savior medal for him. Plenty of saves to go around, unfortunately, for the South African side, because Norway has gotten plenty of shots like this. That one's just a little high and wide as their dominance continues in this series. This whole angle downward, and Snowy, all he can do is pop it away. But, Norway, they're doing a great job pressing their advantage. And let's face it, they do have an advantage in this series. And it's just these really high-power shots towards the net and fakes as well. It just gives you such an advantage when your opponent's reaction time is hindered, as it is.
Exactly.
You can't ignore reality for the entirety of the day. South Africa are fighting an uphill battle. They got a goal, but they lose 5-1 here in game one as Norway takes care of business and starts their trek, trying to get to their 6 points.
Yeah, they want to fire that ball into the Czech Republic side of the court with as much power as possible. Best way to do that, sweep South Africa, and they're one game closer there. That was 16 shots to 2 there. I'm happy South Africa got their goal, but we're yet to see them score 2 goals in one game. In fact, I think I mentioned that.
I don't think I've seen South Africa get more than 2 shots in a game.
I have. There was a game against their game. They had like 9 shots in a game against the Czech Republic in that really close game too, where they ended up giving up the lead, and that still weighs heavy in my mind. I can't imagine what it feels like for them.
Well, it's 1 down and 2 to go for Norway here. Again, to reset what this means in the standings, they come in with a -1 game differential. Now it's even. They're 4-4 in overall games. Trying to get to 2-1, that would give them 6 points in the group. And if they can get a sweep, they finish with a +2 game differential. And that throws down the gauntlet for the Czech Republic tomorrow against Great Britain, needing not only a win, but
not game 5.
Yeah, exactly. They need a big win because, of course, Czech Republic lost
head-to-head
to Norway.
Our very first game of the day, Norway took that 3-1, and that head-to-head is really going to see them through well tomorrow. In fact, our first goal of this game comes 5 seconds. It's improvement. Was it 7 seconds last time?
It was 7 seconds in game 1, 5 seconds in game 2. A bad omen for South Africa as Norway adds another to the tally, leading the goal count in the series now 6-1, but more importantly 1-0 here in this game, and maybe looking for more. Inferno stuffed by CP Zebra. Of course, what a great story Zebra is. Of course, we've talked a little bit just about, this man's 30. Like, this is inspiration for someone like me. This is old guy TV out here, just running the show here for the South African region. This is the team, known as Pirates XD, that qualified through the African regional. And to see CP Zebra out there, we heard him on the interview a little bit earlier on in the show. Just an absolutely great story. And let me tell you, it's never too late, to kind of hop on the boat and chase that dream of playing at a high level in international competition. We see guys getting to like 22 and 23 and going, all right, here's the twit longer, I'm retiring. Zebra's out here just like, I'm 30. Like, let's go. I'm ready to go for another who knows how long.
And what's your excuse?
My excuse is I'm just absolutely garbage tier. So I gave up on that a long time ago. Those who can play, those who can't end up like me.
All right, I respect the honesty. I respect the honesty. Maybe we'll start seeing you in Supersonic Legend lobbies soon enough. Never give up the belief. Never give up the belief.
I'm waiting for like another 10 years or so when like Rocket League Successor comes out or something.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'll, clean slate.
Now that I would like to see. I'd like to see South Africa get an equaliser though. You see that air dribble from Snowy. It was very, very tidy. But the problem is their offense all day long has been flashes of offense, like flashes in the pan. There's never been a real sustain and control apart from one period against the Czech Republic side. They have yet to grow into this, and that's mainly credit to Norway really staying on the front foot. Even with no boost, you see how confidently Inferno just flicks that ball. No fear of getting dunked like he ended up being. And that shot is going to be a very big save by CP Zebra. You see him, he was just up there. He's like, well, I'm going to put my car here, and if I don't get the block, oh, wow, a great block it was, but unfortunately there was none to stop. Sieb's shot going to double down on this advantage. Snowy just, it was awkward, and it was all very painful. Yeah,
and again, when you're forced into a position where you have to guess, I mean, hey, it was a heck of a guess on the initial save, but they just can't get the ball out. It's got to be, you got to be aiming to go further out towards the corner, not necessarily out to the wings and towards the center. That's where the attackers are coming on. That's where Inferno's waiting right on the doorstep, and it's 3-0.
It's the floodgate analogy once again here, the scrambling on the back line. You compare them to a team like France, who don't always look the tidiest on the defense, right? But they always make the touch that is required. Not just making the touch, but the touch that takes it to safety and allows you to keep possession or just completely transmit the ball into the opposing half. South Africa, they seem to have the opposite problem. The ball ends up in front of their net, and a lot of Norway's goals have come at quite a cheap price. I think they'll be very happy with their budget. Still probably plenty to play for, as there is in this game. We saw South Africa get one in game one, but can they get one here in game two? Because they're going to need one soon, and unfortunately, it keeps going in at the wrong end, Stacks.
It does indeed. Yet another going into the South African net. Inferno adding his third goal of this series. Jonas with his third assist. I mean, he's been involved in just about everything for Norway throughout the day. 3 goals, 3 assists in this series, and his impressive stat line continues as the Norwegians try to claim a spot in tomorrow's knockout bracket. Again, there is still one more match to be played between the Czech Republic and Great Britain in Group A. That'll take place at the start of our show tomorrow as Inferno adds yet another, which we might still be playing by the time we're scheduled to kick off tomorrow if Norway keeps scoring.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the Americas later. I'm worried if we should let them know that there might be a little bit of delay. Inferno, you talked about his stat line. This game has just been stat padding for him. It's 5 with still 2 minutes on the clock, and it's just a shame. Like the South Africa Stan Club, as we named ourselves. Unfortunately, I'd probably never say that again. But we were hoping, and I am still hopeful. I'd love to see them get a game. It would be weird if South Africa had a game in the competition and Saudi Arabia hadn't yet. Of course, they'll get a chance against the Netherlands in the series following this one right here, as Snowy is maybe going to get the shot away, but Fireman Jonas gets his saviour medal. It's not like South Africa haven't had their offence, but as I alluded to earlier, it's never been sustained.
When the groups came out, of course, this Norway side, look, a lot of people had opinions about the group. Norway was just like, hey, we like this group. And with good reason, they're in position to play their way into the top 4 bracket. Can you imagine being top 4 in the inaugural Intel World Open, representing your country here in Norway? Sieb with another drive makes it 6-0 for Norway.
That's quite the shot as well. Not that it even matters at this point. You see Darth just desperate for the mid boost, ends up leaving it. Snowy can't get to it in time, and CP Zebra, he got to be a cameraman for a second there. He was like, wow, look at that ball go into the bottom corner of my net. Okay, that's unfortunate. Moving on, it is 6-0. We are approaching the Brazil territory, but I'm thinking no. They evaded one earlier, and they can do that again here. Maybe Norway will get their 7th. In fact, they will. It was like watching it happen in slow motion. You knew it was coming, but you didn't know in what way. And once again, it was an infield passing play. Zebra just getting caught, but the ball a little bit too far away. Didn't keep it close despite a lack of pressure. And Norway, they're just lapping it up.
Yeah, we're seeing plenty of medals as well being dished out here. I'm sure there's a hat trick somewhere in this mess. There's a savior, I believe a savior medal throughout all of this. We just saw the playmaker coming out, I believe, from maybe not not from Sieb, actually. I can't count, so never mind.
Right. I think you're right. He managed to get the assist despite it definitely not being his assist.
Yeah, yes, that one.
Yeah.
That assist that did not deserve to be an assist. Almost got the flip reset through. As we play down into the final 30 seconds, saw the high five dished out earlier.
I mean, to be
Probably see a
honest,
couple more of those. There's Fireman Jonas after the handoff from Inferno. There is the playmaker for Mr. Inferno.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's cruel to say that the high five has been one of my highlights so far, but seriously, getting a high five medal, if you check it in-game right now, I guarantee you guys have got none. It's crazy difficult to get them, as maybe that's the most impressive thing about Norway. Going through to tomorrow, if they pull it off and the Czech Republic do not beat Team Great Britain, then they're going to have a lot of points to prove, coming out as what a lot of people will quite rightly say was the easiest group. Easier out of two, of course.
I mean, it is on paper when you look at the quality of teams that you would expect.
Yep.
As Inferno adds another, and the only question in this game is whether or not they will actually get to 10. You know, it's like, the team that goes second to Great Britain in Group A does have a lot to prove, as you mentioned, because they're going to be all the doubters that are going to say, all right, well, you only got through because it was a soft group. And when you look at what is Group B, yes, sure, there's number 10
there it is.
out of Jonas. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. Of course, the second team in the group will end up against the top team out of Group B, and it looks like the way things are going right now might be Team France.
Well, they're not even confirmed top two, though.
Exactly.
It still has to be played for. Dangerous situation. As much as France are in a great situation compared to... Oh, it's going to be... I mean, massive props. Snowy with a great finish. We won't acknowledge which net it ended up going in here as... I mean, this one doesn't matter too much. So many kickoff goals. I think about 4 of these 11 have been kickoff goals. I mean, people don't like kickoff goals in 1v1, right? They complain about them, but I think...
I don't like them anywhere.
South Africa are probably going to be complaining about them in 3v3 or just feeling bad about them. But Norway, they won't be feeling bad one bit. 11 is par for the course as I get to see an absolute encyclopedia of a scoreboard in front of me.
Yeah, that's a lot of crooked numbers. It almost looks like a cipher in front of us with all the big numbers. Just over 1,000 game score for Fireman Jonas as he leads the charge for Team Norway. Inferno just below him at 998. Imagine finishing 2 points off of 1,000. Hey, Inferno, hit the ball a couple more times, all right? Why don't you actually play some Rocket League?
I mean,
you did score 5 times. I mean,
I think the more painful thing is imagine getting 998 points and not being top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that too. He had 10 shots.
Yeah, 10 shots. Only scored.
Well, you know what? He didn't have a save. His
Exactly.
teammates were making saves.
I mean, they did have to make 5 saves.
They did.
In Norway. That's quite a fair few. South Africa may be unlucky not to get one of their own. As much as we've said their offense has been respectable at times, their defense at other times is quite hard to defend. Not for them, but for us to defend what they're doing. It's tough, again, on the connection, but it's so painful wanting them to have another lead to try and defend, and Norway are just coming out here being professional about it, being just concise and efficient, and really trying to put the series to bed.
Can we have some appreciation for production, by the way, actually being able to put, almost all 11 goals together for that highlight reel? True. Oh boy, and how about this?
My God, I can't
Kickoff,
deal
it's
with
Fireman Jonas. It's just like everybody just parted.
Oh my.
And oh boy.
I mean, it was 7 seconds game 1, 5 seconds game 2, and 2 seconds in game 3. Well, if
I'm running out of room on my
If we played a 4th game, would they score before the game started?
I don't want to think about it.
That's
Fireman
the
Jonas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, I think. No, 6 goals in this series, and just a quick math count. It looks like 6 assists as well.
Not bad.
Yeah.
We need to get out of the number line soon. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. I'm just so sad that it's a 3-game...
Production, can we get an abacus out here on the set?
Yeah, we might need one. Bit of an emergency situation here, guys. Just scrambling. Another gift with the numbers and formulas floating in front of our faces, but it is tough. 3 games in a row. You can see the kickoff goal 3 times in a row. I can't think of a bigger sucker punch that exists in this game. That is so frustrating, and it's going to double down 2 pre-jumping defenders, and Inferno, credit to him, he just slips it right underneath them.
Yeah, I use notebook paper to keep track of stats, and the space that I have allotted for Fireman Jonas is darn near full. Like, we're going to start merging some G's and A's together here for the goals and assists. He has been I mean, he's been phenomenal. And look, you know that they have the advantage that they have, and you know, you can say what you want. Still, to do what he's doing, put up these numbers. Norway is not messing around at all.
Nice.
Playing hard right out of the start, right to the end, trying to maybe even send a message to the rest of Group A and maybe over to Group B. Like, look, yes, sure, we're on a better, we're on a better connection and all of that, but also
so was everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't do this.
Exactly. This is the biggest cyberbullying that poor South Africa have been at the mercy of, but they are still in this particular one right here. There's 3.5 minutes still to be played for us. So unfortunate. Inferno with the drop down. Great angle from him, but it's going to come off the poor defender and end up in the top shelf of the back of the net. They need 3 to come back here.
I'd like to report a bug. Every time the ball goes in the net, Fireman Jonas is credited with an assist, and I don't understand it. I mean, yes, he did have a good ball in there, but then that pinball's in off a defender. Here we go again. Sieb looking for more for Norway. They've already got 3 in the first minute and a half, and I mean, before the defense can even react, ball's behind him in the net.
Look at the respect given to him. It's the fear that they've struck into South Africa. Darth and Zebra are both back and both waiting, and Sieb has just made it look like there was no one back. They're filling the same space on defense. Not really a rookie mistake, but one you'll see constantly at any level the game is played. If you've got 2 people doing the same thing on defense, you might as well only have 1 person back, and the amount of respect that is being given to Norway now. Yes, they've earned it, but it is really being the undoing of South Africa.
So Darth will sky one out as South Africa will try to get through these final 3 minutes. Another shot high. Darth was going up to the ceiling of the goal to try and get the save. He could not. Inferno's got a hat trick. Jonas has the playmaker, and the beat goes on as the numbers continue to go up. It's almost like a JRPG out there. Just watch the levels rise.
This is crazy. You talk about the beat going on. It's like a drum beat in terms of a drum roll. The amount of times the ball is finding the back of the South African net is not the way they want to be exiting the tournament. It's 5, and I didn't want to ask the question, but are they going to top or equal 11 this game? It is going to be 6. They are currently on course. As a great statistician, I can tell you that the current rate of scoring, they will exceed 11.
I can also tell you that with the way the standings have worked out, goal differential will not come into play in determining,
thank goodness,
who gets through. With that knowledge, at some point, look, I am as old school. If you want to stop him from scoring, then stop him from scoring as the next guy.
This dunk.
Yeah, that is really good out of Darth. At that point, you just say, look, enough is enough, and you throw caution to the wind, get a big win, but it is 6-1. Look, if I'm Norway, I take the foot off the gas, For sure. I think the point has been made. You've gotten all you're going to get out of this, and trust me, nobody's going to look at stats and go, all right, sure, you're going to get like the golden boot or anything like that out of this.
I don't know. I might have to factor it into the MV Panini choice, but there can only be one MV Panini, or MVP, as we're meant to call it, but don't tell production.
Yeah. Well, that's going to go probably to somebody from the winning team, which, look, it would be an impressive feat.
Believe in
Norway might be the longest shot of the 4 teams if they do get through to take home that prize. There is still a lot to be determined tomorrow as Sieb just going to dribble around one, got demolished from behind. Look, I love the fight out of South Africa.
Sure.
You watch this happen and you just go, all right, sure, y'all had your fun. We're still going to try and get what we can out of this. And that's that national pride that we talk about, even though South Africa can't advance past the day, as Jonas will add yet another one. They can at least put up a fight, do their country proud, and I think they have just by reaching this point in the inaugural Intel World Open. They proved that they were the best of their region. And again, we talked about it on the desk. On another day, under different circumstances, who knows what this team could have accomplished.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you've got your pen, you've got your notepad there, Stack, so I'll get a couple, play some countdown, shall we? I'll get a couple consonants, B and R. Let me get a vowel, A, and then just a couple numbers, 7, 1, and a consonant, please. R, L, That's great. That's. I feel like I can make a word out of that. I don't know what word I'm potentially thinking of here. I don't know what Norway I may be thinking of here. But the question.
Ooh, I got it. Brazil.
Wow, that's incredible. That's the same word I was thinking of. Does that makes it a tie, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're all winners here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure South Africa are. They are looking for their second goal for the first time in a game, and I'd like to think that they might get it. Maybe Norway don't want to ruin the Brazil. I think Fireman Jonas has other thoughts. In fact, they are scrambling to get an 8th, but it is going to be cleared downfield by South Africa, who look to exit the tournament. Unfortunately, it's going to be an 0-9 record. It's unfortunate. Many of their games were competitive. Unfortunately, with how Norway have played, though, this one was a real stretch to be that.
Yeah, the final 35 seconds will tick away before Norway finishes their group stage at 2-1.
Okay.
They will finish with 6 points. They will finish with a +2 game differential. 6-4 will be the record. And the challenge will have been thrown down to the Czech Republic,
Indeed.
who Norway beat earlier today. The Czech Republic has to beat Great Britain, and yes, by a score of better than 3-2. So 3-1 or 3-0 is what Czech Republic is going to need tomorrow. At the very tip top of our show, where we have our final Group A match, then our final Group B match between France and Germany, and then after all the dust settles, we take a moment, regroup, and then we play out that top 4 double elimination playoff. Inferno looking for one more. Darth says no thank you. South Africa does hold strong at the end, but it's Norway that does complete the 3-0 sweep. They've done all they could to give themselves a shot